Okay, people, let's get this. All right, okay, let's get right into it. So, yep, back another week, another stream. Not a lot of boxing this weekend. A couple of shows, little minor shows. It was so week. Money Mayweather. He could be back to fight an exhibition in China. So more money coming through on these exhibition matches. And we're going to see where these shows actually go. It's a little bit crazy. Oh yeah, a little bit of a change today's show as well. If you want to join the chat, you can join TMG on Skype. Join the conversation. So feel free to ring in if you want to chop it up. Talk a little bit of boxing with your boy Deej here. Yeah, we can do that. All the gloves are off. The gloves are off. So yeah, feel free to join the conversation at any time. If you've got the Skype app, add Deej TMG to actually join that conversation. This is how we're going to be doing things from now on. So yeah, we're going to keep it moving. Lots to talk about today. Also, we've got the news of Nigel Benn returning to the ring at the ripe old age of 55. 55. We don't know who his opponent's going to be, but because Nigel Benn announced that he's returning back to the ring first, we can assume the opponent's not going to be Chris Eubank Jr. Well, Chris Eubank Sr., because I'd imagine that would be a bigger story than Nigel Benn returning. So I'm imagining he's trying to look for a fight with Steve Collins, which isn't out of the realms of imagination. Conor Benn broke the news. He also drops the names. Those names being thrown into the hat also included Roy Jones, Bernard Hopkins, and also Carl Froch, which are fights which we would see probably. Well, imagine most people would imagine Nigel Benn would be at Claston, even at the ripe age of 55, with him probably having a bit of an advantage, keeping himself very fit. He's not going to be a Carl Froch. It's pretty dangerous, to be honest. There's a lot of money for Nigel Benn to make, though, to be honest, if he gets the right opponent. I think Nigel Benn versus anyone, he'd earn around about 50 million. Against Eubank Sr., I reckon there's about 60 million in that fight. Easy. Those guys could be walking away with paychecks which would dwarf their professional kids' paychecks. I think that's how big that grudge match would be, to have that third fight and some sort of conclusion over the trilogy of fights. We never actually got that third fight. And even though the fighters are at a much older age, I think there's still that thirst for that fight. So yeah, let's see what happens there. Interesting to see. None of the broadcasters seem to want it. So Nigel Benn's actually creating his own entity so he can release this fight, which is something I'm not against people doing. I'm not quite sure where we are going to watch the fight at the moment. Is it going to be on a pay-per-view model? Are they just going to sell it to a network like Dave, perhaps, in the UK, which is probably the most likely outcome, I imagine. But let's see what happens with that one. Also, what else have we got this weekend in regards to the news? Yes, we've had Some news of a possible opponent for the winner of Ruiz Joshua, with Wilder throwing his name into the hat. So this one's very interesting yet again. Um, Now it seems like Wilder wants the winner of Ruiz Joshua, and it seems like some of the people from Team Joshua are looking at this like it could be some sort of trap. They say they're not going to fall for it again. Now we're getting Fury jumping in, saying that he's not willing to, so Wilder can fight the winner. So it's all looking a little bit crazy there at the moment. Interesting to see what we're going to see come out of this. To be honest, I'm not quite sure if we're going to see a fight. It's crazy. I don't think we're going to see that unification fight. The way everything was stacked up with Wilder making the Luis Ortiz fight and the Fury fight, that brings him how many fights into the future, to the point where now he wants a unification fight, and it looks like all the pieces on in play for him to get it quite easily. You know, it's a bit of a shame. It's a bit of a shame. I don't know how these guys are going to get around that, to be honest. So we could be looking at a unification come late next year at the earliest. I'm hoping that, but I can't see unification happening realistically until, I don't know, 2020 by the looks of things. It doesn't look good at all whatsoever. Anyway, what's it called? What else have we got here? All right, okay. Oh yes, of course. KSI and Logan Paul. KSI and Logan Paul going professional, going to be on the zone, promoted by Matchroom Boxing. They're fighting in America. Very interesting, this one. And I don't think that Eddie Hearn has quite grasped the market. I think he's actually missing a trick here. So let's think about this. You've got KSI and Logan Paul. KSI has already been on 2 of these big YouTuber cards. These cards where they get loads of YouTubers on the card. They stack the card with YouTubers. He fought Joe Weller in his first one, and Logan Paul in the second one. Second one was a huge success. And where it was quite a huge boxing event, Hearn is looking at this as a way that he can make boxing more popular to casual fans and the casual audience. He says he doesn't want a reality TV undercard. Maybe, just maybe, that was what was selling the KSI Logan Paul fight to a lot of people, to be honest. The fact that Logan Paul's brother Jake Paul was fighting KSI's brother on the undercard, maybe that was very appealing for the crowd who were actually watching this fight. And I'm not saying that it's not going to be a success. I'm just saying that now that Hearn has taken Logan Paul and KSI down the professional route, the market is now open for somebody to take these YouTubers and put on the same sort of events where they could stack the card with just pure YouTubers who want to fight each other. And I think if you could get names similar in stature, or maybe not as big as KSI and Logan Paul, but just underneath their popularity, and put them in a card with YouTubers and it's stacked, I think you could have a more successful event than what Matchroom are planning to do here, to be honest. Because it's interesting. They're going to have Billy Joe Saunders on the undercard. But just the sheer fact that you've announced Billy Joe Saunders on the undercard tells you that Billy Joe Saunders isn't going to really be in a competitive, compelling match. He's probably just going to be fighting in some sort of throwaway match, regardless. So it's a really bold, interesting move that Hearn's taken. Of course, there's a lot of money to be made in this one. I'm not quite sure why they wanted to go down this route of going professional when there was so much more money just to promote it the way they were promoting it. But perhaps doing it this way is going to protect their profits with the likes of Sky and DAZN being well versed in shutting down streams when things are being picked up illegally and such, which have been doing for ages and quite efficient at doing so as well. So this one's a real interesting one for me. Will it bring more casual fans to boxing? Yeah, possibly. Possibly. I mean, it's interesting that they've decided to go down the boxing route and not the mixed martial arts route as well. I think there's a little bit of comfort in that for me. But then again, maybe boxing's a safer sport to do at amateur level rather than MMA. I mean, if you get somebody in a really compromising position, not being well versed in the MMA rules and etiquette, you can really do somebody some real damage, especially with some of the kicks, punches, knees, etc. So yeah, it's just one of those things. I really think it's going to be a big event, but people are going to know why it is. It might just be a pay-per-view that when the hardcores see the card, they're just going to really dismiss it and say, yeah, we can miss that, to be honest. And if we're that interested in the Logan Paul KSI fight, we can probably source it a couple of days after for free. So yeah, really, really interesting one there. Also, what else have we got in the news this week? Let's have a look. So, step aside money, we've done. Mayweather, we've talked about. KSI, also talked about. Conor Benn, yeah. So, literally not the most exciting week in boxing news. They've been trying to pin AJ down on his homophobic policies of Saudi Arabia, which think is a little bit of entrapment, to be honest. He hasn't really tried to bite on some of the baiting as well, but it doesn't mention that people can actually watch this fight at home if they don't feel safe traveling to Saudi Arabia. Also, another interesting thing. Another interesting thing is the price of a pay-per-view in the UK. Now, this is going to seem like nonsense to the American fans watching the stream, but pay-per-views in the UK usually cost about £20. Cost of living in the United States to the UK, you'd say £20, just call it $20. $20, you'd say, yeah, that's cheap for a pay-per-view. Now, they're looking to budge this price up to £50 in the UK for the Andy Ruiz versus Joshua fight. Now, the UK fans are going absolutely nuts about this. They see it as being quite extortionary, and it's yet to see if people are willing to actually pay that to watch Joshua. To be honest, calculated gamble by Matchroom to see if land this figure for Sky Sports, I guess. Um, I think a lot of people will probably just go out to watch it because of the time zone difference. So people watch it in the pubs and clubs, and after they watch zone difference, pub and club at view and the timing. I think the timing plays in a key factor regards to how much you can things. Now, interestingly enough, Tyson Fury is going off to the USA, and BT again are looking to charge customers £20 for the right to go and watch their fight. His fight with Whalen. I don't think people are actually going to buy into that, to be honest. So good luck to BT and what BT are actually trying to do and try to achieve there. I don't really think they're going to do the hugest numbers, but if they got big numbers on the last fight, maybe they feel justified in making any Tyson Fury fight a pay-per-view. But let's see what happens, to be honest. I paid for the last Tyson Fury fight, and I'm wondering how many people are going to pay for this one, to be honest. I think sometimes these networks just have you over a barrel as boxing fans in regards to what they're providing as value. So yeah, very interesting to see what BT are actually planning here. I think another interesting thing will be how soon it will be until we see some of what were the prospects in Yard and Dubois. Actually, well, yeah, when they actually step up to the pay-per-view mark, imagine in their plan, it's going to be anytime soon, to be honest. When they start putting these guys in big fights or competitive fights or fights they think we're going to actually have to reach out and pay a little bit more to actually watch these guys. But yeah, let's see what happens. So yeah, dead interesting. Dead interesting. Of course, Dooney streams are a little bit tedious at times as well. You're there, you're talking to yourself, you want to chop it up with other boxing fans. So yeah, we've given you that window to actually come in and actually come and talk, have a discussion, chop things up. Also, we have some great boxing communities there that we're actually building, which we've got some big numbers in as well. The TMG boxing page on Facebook is punching just around about 7,000 people. We're going to get there quite shortly. So we're doing huge numbers there. And soon we're going to try and spread that number out a little bit further with our next project, which is under wraps for the moment. Well, we're going to let you know when that's ready to below. But one thing I would say is it's going to be free, and it's going to be big. And at the moment, I'm trying to reach out to several other YouTubers as well to actually join up and support what we're actually doing, so we can promote their brands, and they've got a place to promote their brands too. Also, want to hear from more sports boxing writers too, because what we're planning to do here is pretty big, pretty ambitious, but we've got big numbers on the social media at the moment in regards to Facebook and such. Turning those into YouTube numbers is a little bit of a challenge, obviously. But what we're planning to do in the future is big, it's ambitious, it's bold, and we're going to create a network which people can actually feel part of and can actually look and join and comment and share ideas with every day. It's not always easy creating these networks. We've seen people involved in controversial things recently where they've had to deal with people who have gone against people's general thinking and morals in regards to rival or alternative sort of networks. We kind of seen that alluded to over in other channels. I've heard there was some trouble with the LDBC channels, to be honest, with some sort of sex scandal, which they're trying to brush underneath the rug. But let's face facts. We know about it. We know about it. We know about it. We know what's alleged to have happened as well. We know about these news which were alleged to be sent around the LDBC. So yeah, you know, it's people have problems setting up these networks, and it's weird because like TMG, although we've got nothing to do with the LDBC way of thinking, there's things that they've done which you can't help look at and say, do you know what? You know, hat off, you guys stick together and you do your thing. But you know, it's crisis time for them at the moment. I don't know how they handle that at the moment. It's crazy, you know. Understand people like wiping themselves off the internet just to cover up all this stuff. But I don't know. It's one of those interesting things. But yeah, now guys sending this woman all these nudes and stuff. It's all come out. Man, it's peak. But yeah, LDBC, yeah, whatever. You know, we're not with you, and yeah, sort your own crap out. To be honest, sort your own crap out. But yeah, we're gonna keep moving. We're all about inclusion here. To be honest, we don't care what race you are. We don't care what sex you are. All we care about is creating a community who loves boxing. You know, so yeah, we're gonna do that. So all this alleged bad behavior by people who've deleted their channels, well, that's on them. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I think the joke thing is as well, as controversial and as outspoken the LDBC are, they don't think people have got plants in their organization ready to leak and ready to even bring them down, like from within their organization. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know they've got to do that. You know, from you got somebody um I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. But yeah, it's happened. You've got your organization, and that's what's happened to you. But yeah, yeah. No, it's a shame. The LDBC could have been non-biased, non-narrative making, and they could have done real good things for boxing. But let's face facts, they're just a bunch of race baiters, to be honest, to a certain extent. And even if there's members in there who don't think that's what's going on and that's what it is, that's a perception. So they've got to deal with that. But yeah, so hang on, let's go to comments here. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. What's the scandal? I don't know about it. Word up D. Never rated the LGBC, but never heard of any scandal. All right, so the scandal is on some Blue Wrench watch. So if you say anything about a scandal, you say anything about what's alleged happened, it looks like people are going to Blue Wrench everything out of there. So yeah, that's why people ain't heard about scandal. People ain't talking about scandal. But yeah, the scandal's real. The scandal's real. From what I understand has happened, there is an LDBC member called World Breaker Fighter or something, and allegedly he was sending nude photos to another member of the LDBC, and she exposed him. And on the back of this, he allegedly deleted all his channels, all his social media, all that stuff. So I don't know what's going on. It seems like they're trying to keep it under wraps. They're trying to keep it under some sort of Discord LDBC only stuff. But there's people out there leaking that stuff. People see what's happening. All that sort of kiddie stuff still. You're trying to show people your bits to get on and whatnot still. I don't even know. But like I said, it's only alleged to happen until I see what's it called, photos and proof. I can't really say nothing. But then from you got the woman on there who apparently got the nudes, and she's on YouTube yapping out that, what's it called? The LDBC caught a body and crap. What the hell? This is one of theirs taking out one of their own. Wow. It's crazy. It's crazy out there. But, like I said, we ain't with the LDBC, so they got to deal with their own crap, and they're going to try and deal with it in-house. This ain't going to be the big thing which brings down the LDBC until we find out that a lot of people have been doing this sort of thing within their little confines. So yeah, like I'm saying, we're building this community, we're building it from the ground up at the end of the day. And we stand for decency and some decent stuff. So yeah, everybody's got to deal with their own controversial crap every once in a while, So it's one of those things, that's about life. At the end of the day, we're just gonna keep it moving. We're gonna keep it going. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna bring this broadcast to an end. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Probably be a couple more videos in a week. See how we get on. All right, take it easy. Peace.